Pillars for an excellent marriage. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 2. But since there is so much immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife's body does not belong to her alone, but also to her husband. In the same way, the husband's body does not belong to him alone, but also to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. Let us look at this factor that if it is observed in the marriage, chances are that marriage is going to pull through. And today we have one single pillar, and it's called marital right, or what you call conjugal right. If you read verse what? The man of God said, the husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise wife to her husband. That is the case. And he is saying, if this is what we call power of sex in marriage, not sex, but sex in marriage. When you produce power of sex in marriage, that is a pillar. When you produce power of sex in marriage, so you have that conjugal activity, you do it until it produces an energy, until it produces a certain power. And today, allow me to highlight from a research point why sex can make a marriage excel. Why? Because when a couple engage on marriage bed principle, there are those who have studied about sex. They have said there are hormones that are produced. If you look at it, here we speak of the quality of sex, not the quantity of sex. So you need to do everything practically possible to make sure your marriage is functioning with the highest frequency or highest sexual vibration. Because sex frequency of a marriage can determine if that marriage will keep on flip-flopping or will be anchored in establishment. You notice sex in marriage is not like sex outside the marriage, because sex outside the marriage is illegal. So it is under satanic influence, and Satan is the enemy of marriage. We just saw that. Then come together again so that Satan will not tempt you because of lack of control. And he said you should not deprive each other except at the time of fasting and prayers. So if you look at that, why did Paul put this as a requirement for marriage, as a weapon of defeating Satan? Because when sex is done in the marriage, within the marriage bracket, that's why Satan is interfering with the marriage so much. Because he knows marriage, there is energy that is produced in the marriage. There is a vibration, there is a frequency that is produced in the marriage. It is in the form of fire, an energy that is in the form of fire. It produces some certain energies which we call hormone, or a certain frequency which people call hormone. Scientists call it hormone. And there are several hormones that are released during marital conjugal activity. Number one, they say there is a hormone that is called oxytocin. This one is the one that is responsible for organism. And this one, why is it important? It's because it brings closeness, affection, and body. That's why you notice people who are in marriage and they have good times, eventually they tend to look like they look as if they are alike. They start adopting to each other. One will start to assimilate the other. So why is the sex appear in the marriage? Because it produces oxytocin organism. This one is the one that is responsible for orgasm, because it brings you to close to each other, and you now are affectionate to each other, and you bond to each other. Number two, it produces a hormone, they also call it dopamine. Dopamine, it's a feel-good hormone responsible for pressure, and it reinforces desire for further sexual affection to each other. So you see, so the more you do it in the marriage, on a marriage bed that is pure and that is honorable, you produce dopamine. And a dopamine work is to make you feel good. So in the marriage, you feel good. So you feel at peace, you feel at home, and enjoy. Again, sex in the marriage produces endorphins. A hormone that is responsible for orgasm, which is like a natural painkiller and mood booster. It promotes relaxation and sense of well-being. This one is available in the marriage. Outside the marriage, you may produce the same hormones, but you will not experience the same benefit, because in the spiritual realm, that is a breaking of the law of sex. So you will be operating on an illegal vibration. So when you're operating on an illegal vibration, it will be to the advantage of the devil. So the devil is one that harvests that energy. So you produce endorphin, a hormone that is responsible for, it's a natural painkiller. Many people who are in know how to do it in the marriage bracket. They know how to do it in the marriage. Mostly they don't complain about pain and the body constraints, because it is one that is responsible for mood boosting, promotes relaxation, and a sense of well-being. Again, sex in the marriage produces another hormone called serotonin. This is mostly after orgasm. After the activity is done, it is feeling of relaxation and drowsiness. You feel comfortable and quiet in life. You feel as if this is a honeymoon. It's like you're operating from heaven, because this serotonin hormone is made available in sex in the marriage. Something else is testosterone and estrogen. These one are for desire and arousal, whereby your body is in vigor. Your body continues to be in vigor when you produce that hormone called estrogen and testosterone. Something else they say that's why the sex in the marriage is so much. Either the devil fights it so much so that there is dryness, or if the Holy Spirit is around, it is supposed to be exercised throughout in that good environment, because it produces adrenaline and norepinephrine. Where these are medical terminologies, it increases heart rate and energy level. The sex in the marriage increases heart rate, heartbeats, and energy level. And finally is prolactin, feeling of satisfaction and contentment. When it is done in the marriage, it produces that hormone for feeling of satisfaction and contentment. Then, is that marriage excellent or not? That is a honeymoon. That is a garden of Eden on a marriage bed. So, married people, you can turn around the energy that is operating in your atmospheres by knowing the secret of sex in the marriage. Do not deprive one another.